So let me check the cookies. Of course, I could just look to my left and look in the oven, but why do that when you've got a video of the cookies cooking in live, real time? Now, this is cool because I could be, you know, somewhere else in the house. I can even see how the oven's doing. This is the June oven. Now, let me give you the review on the June oven. It is expensive. And I got to say that right up front because every time I talk about this oven, people say, well, that sounds cool. But then I say it's $1,500.
Excuse me?
Not that cool. And it is way overpriced, I have to say. But if you're looking to replace a toaster oven, or, and this is what Stacey Higginbotham says, she loves her June oven. She says, if you were going to buy a second oven, some houses have 2 ovens so that you can cook turkey in one and, you know, stuffing in the other one. That's the same price. So think of this as not just a toaster oven, but a somewhat larger second oven in your house. And then maybe the price doesn't bother you so much. This panel is actually Android. The reason I know that is the second day I had my June oven, and I bought it, by the way, and the second day I had my June oven, it was in a boot loop. I had salmon ready to cook, and it was going bloop, 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 June, June, June. I went on the website, and the very nice lady there said, oh, yeah, you probably want to reset, like an Android phone. You unplug it, plug it in while pressing the front button, and lo and behold, the Android recovery mode came up. And I was actually able to erase data and cache, reboot it, and it's worked fine ever since.
I have never rebooted a stove before.
I know, of course not. But this is basically a small Android device in the front here. It controls the camera. There's a camera up top. That's how I can see the cookies cooking. It controls all of the cooking process. In other words, which burners are on, whether it's broiling or baking, what temperature it is at. Notice I never set a temperature to cook these. It just said, oh, that should be 350. Everything I've cooked is pretty much that way, although you can set a temperature. You can do it like a regular oven, time, temperature, and all of that. It's a convection oven, 2 fans in the back, and what that means, and I have a convection toaster oven and a convection regular oven, it cooks a little faster by circulating the air inside there. It also gets a little more crispy crust. It does a great job with chicken breasts. It really crisps them up because it bakes them to the temperature using this probe, and then it broils to get the crust just right. And the skin, it looks fantastic. You can see how it's going on the phone. You get a pleasant tone when it's done. It really is kind of a neat idea. You can cook anything you would cook in an oven, including chicken up to about 6 pounds. That's, you can't get
6 pounds. That's
that's big enough.
A thwack of chicken.
It's big enough. You couldn't cook a full, you know, Thanksgiving turkey in there.
No, it wouldn't fit.
But the sides would fit very nicely. You can cook a 12-inch pizza. You can roast vegetables. It's got a pretty sophisticated interface. It knows about a lot of different kinds of things. And what June says is it's updating all the time. So when I first plugged it in, for instance, I got an update.
Sure.
And then in the background, it's updating recipes. It's adding new recipes. You can, as I said, you don't have to use the recipes, but that's really great. You say, oh, I need to cook these chicken breasts. Let me just put them in, put in the probe, press go, and it knows what to do and lets you know when it's done. It does a very good job. I hate to say it, and I really like having this user interface as a geek on my phone. Now, it's iPhone only, which is ironic given that it's an Android device. It's iPhone only. It is very expensive. That's the negative, but it does a really good job. The one thing I've noticed is it's so far with us, it's tended to undercook. You notice I picked the kind of the dry salmon, and it was still very light and flaky and moist. And so I think that mine anyway is undercooking a little bit. Stacey, who also has one, others who have one, say that theirs is fine, so maybe a calibration issue on this. There's one other thing that's kind of wild. I'll show you when the cookies are done. It's got little, it's got a scale in it. It's got feet that measure weight, and that's how it knows more than just the picture, how long to cook something. It's the temperature probe and the scale. You can actually weigh things in this. I can go into scale mode and put something in here, and it will tell me exactly how much that weighs using the feet. So that's also part of the feedback that it has about cooking.
So I'm very curious. You mentioned before, like, cooking is a very good thing. Friends, family, come to the house, make food for everyone. Can you smell
what's cooking?
I know, but doesn't this take some of the joy out of it by making it more automated? Doesn't it take some of the handcraftedness out of cooking by doing it for you?
I don't think so.
I just put stuff in and go, boop.
By the way, cooking is nearly finished. On my Apple Watch, it says cooking is nearly finished. So it gives you a little heads up that in about 30 seconds or minute we're going to be taking that out. No, because you're still cooking something and you're doing other things too. This isn't going to cook the whole meal.
Okay.
Although they do have a video. June has a great Facebook page. They have a video of cooking breakfast. You cook the bacon, toast the muffin, and fry the egg all in one pan, all at once. I'm not sure I'd recommend that. I think you're still cooking. It's just that it's you don't have to you monitor this closely. Using the temperature probe, the weight sensors, the camera, you get a more accurate result. He's still cooking, trust me.
Okay.
Yeah,
as long as it passes your minimum threshold of actually being part of the endeavor.
Threshold. These are going to be done in 10 seconds.
Do they look done to you?
You know what? We're going to find out.
We're going to find
out. Here's the recipe for cooking breakfast. You bake or broil, I guess, the bacon. See, you recognize bacon.
Okay, I see.
Oh, hear that pleasant sound? That means cookies are done. Nate's very excited about this. I don't even know if they're done, to be honest. I've never done any baking in here, but they look pretty good. They look pretty good. It comes with this nonstick pan, a grill, this resettable middle grill so you can get different heights. There's 3 heights inside. These are carbon fiber burners, so they heat up very quickly. Preheat time on this is much slower. I'm going to let these cool a little bit. Since we don't have Grandma's back porch, I'll just put them on top of the oven, let them cool there. So, you know, I can't get around the price. Look at that. Cookies are ready. Isn't that cute? I can't get around the price, but I have to say I'm really impressed by this. We'll look a little bit at the scale here. I can just put this in scale mode. It should say 0 because there's nothing in here. And if I put something in, it will tell me how much it is, which is kind of wild. It also has just basic settings for toasting and broiling, so you can get into there. And on the settings page, I can change the sound, set the clock. It's paired to my Wi-Fi. Sync data will actually update the app and the June servers, because I think you do share information about your cooking with the June servers so that they can update the app. It's a very fluid interface. It works very well. It's good. You know, the software is good.
Who is this really built for?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Somebody with more money than sense.
Because, well, that's you.
I'm the perfect customer.
No, but I say that as a joke, but I mean, you and I would be the demo for this, but we're not that large of a group of people.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they hope to get the price down a little bit. It was kind of a crowd-funded start.
I see.
I feel like this is a really interesting device. It's, you know, another Internet of Things device with some real promise. If they got the price down to $800, I think it would sell like hotcakes. And let's hope that they do, because I think that this is a great product.
Yeah.
And it's going to do very well. The real question is if some big guy comes along and does something that's not as good but kind of looks the same and appeals to the same crowd, the geeks, that they may take that market away from them. And
there's a startup called Serenity Kitchen that's doing a very similar sort of like robotic arm that cooks for you. You put in like food pods and it does that.
That does not hit my threshold
that
of
doesn't
cooking.
Count, but
robotic arms, you got to put it in with your own human
AI
arms.
is fine. Robotic arms are verboten.
Let's let these cookies cool off just a little bit, and once they're cooled, we're gonna.
Are they cooked?
You can. Well, I hope they're cooked. The June said they were cooked.
If we die.
No, you can't die from cookies. Can you die from cookies? I don't think you can.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Our show today brought to me. Anyway, I love the June oven. If you can get over the cost, or you need a second oven in your house, I highly recommend it. I was surprised. I was ready to, as I told you before the show, I saved all the packing material. I knew I was going to send this back.
Right, but then it kind of stole your heart.
It stole my heart.
Oh.
It stole my heart. With its little chimes and its
It's
delicious
4-button
cookies.
interface.
Our 4-button interface. That's good. That's simple.